What if there were a city that grew between light and shadow? A city with the soul of the East and the grace of the West. What if, in its streets and alleys, languages from around the world intertwined, where Chinese neon met Western arches and cultures blended so seamlessly that you could no longer tell them apart? And what if, in this same place, tradition danced with modernity, mountains reached out to the sea, and time itself seemed to pause, as if the tides refused to move on? This is Hong Kong, a city that defies definition. It answers the world with openness and keeps shining between light and shadow. Hong Kong lies on China's southern coast, bordering Shenzhen to the north and facing Zhuhai and Macau across the water. It is formed by three main regions: Hong Kong Island, Kowloon Peninsula, and the New Territories, a city embraced by mountains and surrounded by the sea. In this intricate land of peaks and harbors, people built a world of their own. The mountains gave it strength, and the sea its soul. At dawn, mist drifts over the ridges, and the South China Sea glimmers beneath. Ships come and go like blood through veins, the living heartbeat of the city. This geography shaped Hong Kong's vertical spirit and gave it the temperament of a city upon the sea. Skyscrapers stand beside fishing boats, speed meets stillness, and the present flows gently over the traces of time. Mountains and sea, light and shadow, they coexist, defining Hong Kong's essence. If one image could define Hong Kong, it would be Victoria Harbour. It is a mirror reflecting both the city's past and its present. By day, sunlight scatters across the water, turning the waves to silver. By night, 1,000 lights shimmer upon its surface, as if the stars themselves had fallen into the sea. This is one of the world's great natural harbors, deep, wide, and alive in every season. Since the 19th century, countless ships have departed from here, and countless others have returned. Cruise liners, ferries, cargo ships, and the beloved Star Ferry. They connect this city to the world beyond. Walk along the Tsim Sha Tsui Promenade and look across the water to Hong Kong Island, a forest of glass and steel, neon glowing through the haze. When night descends, the symphony of light awakens the harbor. Music swells, beams of color dance across the skyline. For a moment, the whole city seems to breathe with light. Every night at Victoria Harbour, light and shadow speak to each other and dreams drift quietly between them. In Hong Kong, the sky is not a boundary. It is an invitation. Land is limited, ambition is not. So people build upward, to live, to work, to reach for tomorrow. Central Plaza, the International Finance Center, the Bank of China Tower. Together, they carve out one of the most recognizable skylines in the world. More than 1,900 buildings rise over 100 meters tall, surpassing even New York and Shanghai. Between the towers, narrow streets weave like rivers of light, and within those spaces, life finds its own rhythm. In the monster building near Taikoo Shing, windows stack upon windows, sunlight sliced into fragments, and yet it still shines through. Here, density is not a burden, but proof of persistence. Every window tells a story. Every light is a sign of life. In this city, height becomes another way to dream. If Central represents efficiency, then Kowloon and Mong Kok represent humanity. In Mong Kok, narrow streets pulse with neon and people. Shop signs crowd the skyline, and the air hums with motion. It is one of the most densely populated places on Earth, and perhaps the most alive. At night, the streets never sleep. The smell of roasted chestnuts and curry fish balls lingers in the air. Office workers hurry past street musicians, and everyone somehow belongs to this rhythm. In Kowloon-walled City Park, the chaos of the past has turned into calm. Where once stood a maze of concrete and darkness, now stands a garden of stillness and memory. This is the soul of Hong Kong, imperfect but real, noisy yet peaceful. Somewhere between light and shadow, it finds balance. Step away from the noise and you'll find a different Hong Kong, one of quiet skies and open horizons. At Repulse Bay, the sea softens to a lullaby. Gentle waves touch the sand and sunlight glitters like glass on water. Called the #1 bay under heaven, it is the city's place of rest. Farther away, on Lantau Island, the Tian Tan Buddha sits among clouds, gazing down upon the sea and the city below. It is a symbol of faith and peace, a reminder that serenity can coexist with speed. Mountains and sea, light and shadow. Together, they form the breath of Hong Kong. Between fast and slow, between sound and silence, this city reminds us what balance feels like. In Hong Kong, food is more than food. It is memory, identity, and home. Morning begins in an old tea house, bamboo baskets steaming with dim sum, a pot of tea shared among friends. By afternoon, the aroma of milk tea and pineapple buns floats out from bustling cafes. At night, neon reflections ripple across restaurant windows. Hot pot, sushi, curry, and French cuisine line the same street, each adding its own note to the city song: Cantonese refinement, Western elegance, Japanese subtlety, all intertwined on this island. Here there are no borders, only coexistence. A bit of you in me, and me in you. This quiet harmony is perhaps Hong Kong's most beautiful flavor. People say you can taste the whole world here, but what stays with you isn't just the food, it's the warmth behind every shared meal. Hong Kong is more than a city. It is a force. One of the world's top 3 financial centers, it stands beside New York and London as part of the global triad known as New Lungang. Here, capital flows like tidewater and ideas move faster than the wind. Trading halls buzz with numbers. The bell of the Hong Kong Stock Exchange marks the rhythm of the world. From traditional banking to fintech, from global trade to creative startups, Hong Kong remains the bridge between East and West. But its future lies not only in the movement of money, but in the cultivation of minds. The University of Hong Kong, a pillar of learning in Asia. The Chinese University of Hong Kong, a sanctuary of thought. The Hong Kong University of Science and Technology, a cradle of innovation. Poly U and City U, where knowledge meets daily life. In these campuses, young people learn with the world as their classroom, and the future as their compass. When knowledge meets technology and reason walks hand in hand with dreams, the light of tomorrow shines a little brighter over this city. 1995, Fortune magazine published a cold headline, "The Death of Hong Kong." They claimed the city would fade after its return. 12 years later, they wrote again, "Hong Kong is alive." They had discovered a truth. Hong Kong had not vanished. It had become stronger, more radiant than ever. From its cession in 1842 to its return in 1997, Hong Kong has weathered centuries of change. And by Victoria Harbour, a golden Bohemia forever blooms. It stands for unity and renewal, for the spirit of perseverance that defines this city. No matter how the times may shift, Hong Kong continues to tell the world, it has never died. It still shines. By day, Hong Kong is a symphony of reality. By night, it becomes a stage for dreams. On the far side of Lantau Island lies a place built for imagination. Hong Kong Disneyland. It is Asia's second Disney park and the first in China. By day, laughter fills the air, music drifts through the streets. But when night falls, the stories of fairy tales come alive upon the castle walls. Fireworks bloom in the sky, light and shadow intertwine. And in that moment, the dream is no longer just a dream. It becomes part of the city's spirit. To believe, to love, and to keep moving forward. Hong Kong's story has never truly ended. It is not a symbol of the past, but a promise of the future. When light touches the sea and shadow falls upon the hills, we know it still shines. I am Fantasy Traveler. May every journey help you fall in love with this world all over again. See you in the next episode.